let's go into this game over here on Daybreak. As you said it, Frodan, lead us off.
All right, in the bottom left, we have Root CatZ. Paulo Viscata, who's been doing great things for the Root community, picking up great players, and really just been a fantastic addition in terms of putting out content on his stream. If you haven't checked out his stream, definitely do it. He is up against the Red Terran in the top right, who also has a fantastic stream. His name is SeleCT from Team Dignitas. One of the sickest poker players, I think, of all the Starcraft II pros. He's really good.
Is he?
He is. Like, he understands the rules. I had a good discussion with him.
A ton of really good poker players, though.
But, like, no, I'm saying who's still currently a pro in StarCraft II. Everyone looks at, like, Kiwi Kaki. They look at Sasa, who used to do it. You know, really good people. But people don't know SeleCT is a great poker player. I'm just bringing up a cool fact. Yeah. He's really good. Really smart. And he can do all those cool chip flip stuff, too. Like shuffling.
Because he's a boss,
chip
man.
Flips.
SeleCT is the biggest boss ever.
He is.
But
really
CatZ is also a huge boss as well, so I shouldn't say he's the biggest boss ever. They're both pretty big bosses. Bosses. But the map is Daybreak, and it looks like we have a gasless fast expansion coming out of SeleCT. That is the pretty big standard nowadays.
No.
Okay.
I don't know, man. He sent his SCV out at 14. You never know. He could have made a second barracks. But, yes, for the first time today, we have a non-2 rags bunker rush. And we have a fast expand. Now, at the same time, CatZ doesn't know that. CatZ does not know that. He has to be really sure. You know, scout every possible avenue. His drone is on its way back home. Nonetheless, though, CatZ's fast expand is pretty safe.
I would agree with you, but it's to an extent. I mean, he should know that this bunker is complete garbage. There's like a 95% chance that this is actually a 5% chance that this is actually some sort of real pressure. The main reason why I say that is because the distance when you make this first barrack or second barracks is so far away, it's literally just 1 barracks pressure. And if you're doing a distance bunker, which is normally 2 barracks pressure, then this is like the most ridiculous build that you could ever do. It'll never work against pro players. So it doesn't make sense to have a bunker over here. If it was actually over here, then maybe I could actually be sold. But I don't think CatZ bought that for a second. And he didn't.
Yeah, and you can't build behind the geysers. For those of you who don't know, the doodads prevent you from being able to drop it behind. So SeleCT's just going to fall back. He did get his SCV in. Very clever maneuver to scout his opponent, see his gas timing. Clicked on his geyser and said, okay, well, he's working his way towards speed, obviously. Meanwhile, we've seen CatZ's play on Daybreak in the past. In fact, CatZ has a lot of games documented on Daybreak. In the end, his ZVT is not exactly the greatest percentage compared to his ZVP, but last time we saw him here on this map, he was playing against Alive, and he went for a Roach Bane bust. Didn't necessarily work out in his favor. I've been watching his stream, though, and CatZ, again, really playing a lot with Infestors and Roaches in this matchup. I wonder what we're going to see, because CatZ is really hard to predict sometimes.
Well, he might actually go for a Zerglin Baneling bust right now. There are a ton.
Did he get a second gas? Oh.
Well, no, he got his first gas, but this can still be a Baneling bust off of 1 gas. This is what I was talking about, the 1 base, but you're still pretty economic. But the main thing I want to focus on is he's still been mining gas this whole time. 3 drones being allocated there. That's a lot of money to actually be giving up. 120 minerals per minute. So a little bit interesting that that happens. The Roach Warren is actually being put down, so he might do some sort of Roach pressure. Well, he most likely will do Roach pressure. We'll see if it's any good. The first factory is already started. Tech Lab is actually started on the barracks. And look at that, double Tech Lab. So it feels like, whoa, he actually puts down another barracks. I thought this was going to be a fast expansion, actually. But he actually puts down another barracks here. And this feels very, very weird to me.
Yeah, sometimes they go 3rd orbital command. Sometimes they go for starport immediately. We've seen Heli and Banshee on this map in the past. SeleCT instead opting for siege mode with Marauders. And he could be expecting the fact that CatZ again loves Roaches on this map. That's what we were talking about earlier. And he's going to start his Banus as well. A Roach Bane bust is definitely in order at this time. Will SeleCT catch wind of it? He does have a Marine at the Watchtower, which could be the key to defending it if he has enough time to react.
Feels like SeleCT has map hacks on, man. This is like absolutely brilliant.
Siege tanks.
I mean, yeah, that's the big thing. If you have a siege tank, a single siege tank, goodbye to your Banelings. I mean, I think 99% of all Zergs that I've ever seen Baneling bust do not spread out their Banelings. And I guess that's probably something that will be readjusted in the future. But as of right now, I don't see any way for CatZ to actually do anything with this push. As just the fact that Siege Mode is up in time for this push means that, oh my god, is it within range?
It is.
This is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Oh, and
just
the tank is going to siege up. Oh, CatZ.
Oh god. Boom.
And with that, CatZ knows that his Baneling attempt is not going to be successful, at least for now. He's going to have to come in from a different angle. He is going to take a third base, but he's going to try to see if he can pressure the front at the same time. SeleCT immediately evacuating the bunker, trying to use it as bait. That's a fantastic idea from SeleCT, while he's going to use that second bunker as the main source of anchoring at this point. You can see CatZ trying to wrap around and deny mining time. And I guess CatZ at this point is just comfortable enough just to deny that base while he gets his up economy back in order.
Yeah. Look at this. The second siege tank is already out here. I mean, there's a very wicked push geared up with SeleCT's build. And yes, it looks like CatZ will try to take the economic advantage over here. He has to play this way. He has to play very, very greedy. But from here on out, I mean, there's a very clear push where I don't think CatZ can actually block.
CatZ trying to see if he can run by,
Ouch.
but does get denied. Huge shots on those units. In the end, a lot of trades happen. Both players do end up losing the majority of their armies. Just a couple tanks and Marines and a single Roach is left for CatZ. But CatZ did manage to catch up in the drone count significantly, as 10 more about to pop, which is exactly what he needed. Nevertheless, SeleCT also finished his third command center during this whole time. Another great thing for SeleCT. So, and I like it too, because SeleCT's been playing more and more macro style, which he's not really been used to doing in the past.
Now, I will actually comment on SeleCT's build a little bit. I think this barracks is actually a little bit useless.
Which one?
This one over here with the reactor. I think if he prioritized his command center first, that would have been a lot more effective. Because think, you're basically investing, what is this? 200 minerals, no, maybe not. Maybe 300 minerals, 50 gas to making 2 Marines by the time that push comes in. Was that really worth it? Was that the good investment? Why not just get the faster orbital command center, and all of a sudden you have more time for that energy to build up, which gives you mules, which gives you more money.
Well,
just
it's
being
interesting
very
because
critical.
SeleCT does want to keep that Marine count, and he did in fact finish Stim. And I guess at this point, you know, SeleCT loves having Marines and Stims that are available to him. You can see he's getting a reactor on his starport as well, so he can get his medevacts out and start increasing his presence on the map. CatZ has an idea that the third is coming, though. He's going to scout it with his Zergling immediately, but there's nothing he can really do against it. He's making some more Zerglings, but any worthwhile upgrades are still a long ways off. CatZ starting double Evo pretty far behind SeleCT's double engineering bay upgrades. And that's going to set up a very nice time for SeleCT if he goes for 2-2.
I want to mention a little bit of the mind games that went into just what we saw right there. If CatZ didn't actually scout out this third base, normally you would think there is some sort of huge inbound push. I mean, that's naturally what we see after some sort of push is cleared up and then the Terran gets way ahead and they're able to retain most of their siege tanks. But the fact that he scouted that third out actually enables him to know that that was just kind of sharking out, that he knows his opponent isn't committing to any sort of push. So from here, he actually just relaxes a little bit, takes map control as we can see, but has the audacity to actually take this top left base. But he does this because he has the ability to, well, he scouted.
And the knowledge.
He scouted, yeah.
CatZ gonna pump out 8 infestors at this point. 1-1 about to finish for CatZ, but SeleCT setting up 2-2 as well. And when I say that, it's just whenever he has a gas available. I guess he's just gonna go +2 for now for weapons. CatZ, can he hold off this push? He does have a small idea that it's coming. His Zergling also runs to the third. Gonna immediately be taken out. Tank and bunker. Really good defense from SeleCT. Now, SeleCT is choosing to push out all with his medevacs. Normally, SeleCT likes to, you know, drop maybe at one spot while pushing at the other. But instead, he's going to go for a direct confrontation. Does he know about this base in the top left?
Ooh,
he doesn't.
Now, this seems like such an... Oh, wait, hold on. Baneling bust. Or a Baneling bomb. Wow. Snakes right around it.
And also, CatZ is going to have an infestor run by the third. He's going to stim also to CatZ's third. Huge fungals from CatZ denied, but he has to protect his infestor count. The Marauder does manage to get onto one of them, and another drops. Meanwhile, the Infestors from CatZ just sitting at the third, ready to drop Infested Terrans. This is textbook CatZ from Root. Now, Select does know about this base in top left. He's going to try to snipe it as well, but it may come at the cost of his own SCVs at the third.
It's unfortunate, but here we go. The Infestor's finally on the move. And where is he going to actually drop all of this? This is really interesting.
Might drop by the tank.
Yeah, there's a siege tank here, and of course the bunker filled with Marines. So this might not be as effective as I thought it was going to be, but finally it looks like Select is going to get cleaned up here in the top left-hand corner, but another round of units is inbound. And this is so important because these units are actually making it so hard for the Infestors to gain additional energy. And when that happens, oh my goodness. Oh, there it is, the fungal growth at the natural. And what is he doing at the third base? There it is, mass fungals. Wow, beautiful. Ooh. In the blink of an eye, 26 workers killed. Absolutely fantastic.
Select's having flashbacks to when he played Lowly. Same exact thing happened. He's not going to let the Infestors get away this time. Scans and immediately snipes it. Another Infestor's about to pass up, and it does get by the natural line. And another scan. Whoa, Select with somehow ESP gets to surround on the Infestors, but the Infestor fumbles the SCVs and immediately tries to escape. And wow, Q play, another set of Infested Terrans also at the third does get cleaned up. And just like that, CatZ managed to kill a bunch of workers, but can he hold off this giant push?
Wow, Baneling. Oh, man, the Baneling was so close to actually killing. Unfortunately,
does have a lot of units that are weak. The medevacs are not in position. Another fungal stim means that the Marines are just one hit away from dropping. And it's like playing with fire at this point. If he loses this entire army, his push is going to be completely shut down.
Oh my gosh, but look at the macro Select. So many units just barreling into this middle position, and there's not enough Infestors to actually do anything. The cute little work from the Infestors looks like it's not going to be enough. He's going to lose his fourth base and his fifth base from this position. This stranglehold is so convenient for Select.
I apologize. I did not see the huge force from Select that he mustered everything because he had units split all over the map, had units at his natural and third trying to snipe the Infestors. So at this point, CatZ is going to lose his exterior bases. There's nothing really he can do to protect. A nice fungal on some of these units, really landing some money shots, but Select's got a pretty good upgrade advantage, 2-2 against the 1-2 Zerglings, and able to really capitalize on this 2-2 timing. Select playing very strong macro Terran.
Oh, look at this. And there's just so many medevacs out here at this point. It's unfortunate. And there's not enough attacking units for CatZ to actually give him any like substantial claim to the battle. Like he just doesn't have the ability to, he can weaken it, but he can't kill it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the Marines are healing faster than anything CatZ can do damage-wise. You can see CatZ immediately pulling away from his third, trying to see if he can get his fungals in position, but even if he lands the fungal, there's no follow-up to ensure their Marines drop. It's like just going to kite back. These Marines all have an insane amount of kills, 5 kills, 4 kills, 6 kills. Gotta be kidding me, and a lot of those are drones and Zerglings and Infestors. You can see Select immediately working on just strangling CatZ out from any ability to muster up a huge force. CatZ does have Hive Tech out in his Ultralisk Cavern on the way, but he doesn't even have the gas ability to pump out any Ultralisks.
Oh, and in the bottom right-hand corner, Infested Terrans are going to be popped out here. There is a turret right there to intercept the Infestors if they went any further. Select is all over his opponent's base, though. And it looks like CatZ is trying to play this counterattacking style, but there's just way too many units defending this.
CatZ can try to re-expand to the bottom center, desperate to get economy, knowing that he's pretty much on a 1.5 base economy. Not really able to pump out an incredible amount of units also, just because his larva count has been diminished by the hatcheries dying. You can see the Zerglings do end up getting stalled. A great hold from Select and hold position trick. You can see CatZ not done yet, just trying to do anything he can to pull back Select's army, but Select is just getting stronger and stronger, getting +3/+3, and now incorporating Marauders into his army as he knows eventually he's going to have to deal with those Ultras.
I mean, the way Select has played this out is so beautiful. The constant attacks actually make it very difficult for Infestors to be super strong. And look at this. There is a huge shift click over here, I think. Oh, okay. Not Infested Terrans. I thought these Infestors were actually just going to be shift clicked Infested Terrans. Oh, I just said that.
Wow. Select knows the base about the bottom center. He's going to kill an incredible amount of drones as well. Select hasn't actually killed as much workers as CatZ has. CatZ has killed 37. And Select's just going to try to see if he can hunt down these units while holding his opponent to a contain. Select knows +3/+3 is almost done, but he might not even have to wait for it, especially since he has just a huge supply advantage in Army, 114 to 75. And CatZ, what can you do in this spot? You can hope that your ultras can do something, but even then, the positions that Select has, you have to wait for the Terran Army to come to him, because there's no way he can go down that ramp.
No, he's trying to finesse it back. Obviously, with these infestors, you can do a lot of work here.
And a counterattack.
But, oh
also.
gosh, this isn't going to be good. The infestors are very vulnerable, and there goes down a couple of them. Those marauders just target firing. Every single infestor goes down, and only the ultras stand. Now, the counterattack is doing a lot of damage here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, there are Marines and marauders above that ramp, and my goodness, what an epic game we had. But Root CatZ, he's going to probably tap out pretty soon, as he has no way to defend this attack in the natural.
Well, yeah, I mean, Select has done a great job. His medevac count never really had to replenish. He can just focus solely on unit production. And 4 bases for Select at this point. GG called by CatZ. And much love from our Peruvian Zerg as Select takes the series 2-0 in very dominating fashion.
Beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. CatZ.
And great change of pace from the series of games that we've been having.
I felt like CatZ was in a great position after he fungal growthed his opponent, but I didn't even notice it. Select is impressing me a lot with his macro. I mean, he didn't keep up the SCVs at the end part, but just the fact that he was constantly expanding and he lost, what was that, 37 SCVs, and he still had a good 55, 53, 55 SCVs at the end of that. It's really just showing me a new style Select that is both aggressive and very economic-centric.
And yeah, I really also enjoyed that Select didn't have to rely. I mean, you can see that his play has been evolving. He doesn't have to rely on his drops and multitasking and just trying to out-micro his opponent. I felt like I was just watching a standard Korean Terran play, push, deny expansions, set up great timings, defend and against all ends, great positioning. Like, this is just great play, and it's great evolution from a person that people said was really one-dimensional for a long time.
Yeah, that's really cool to see the evolution of players across the North American Star League, or even across, you know, the regular community. It's so awesome that these players are working so hard to improve on their weaknesses and, of course, excel in their strengths.
Especially because Select says that NASL is a big priority for him, and he's doing very well now, moving up in his division to 4-3. So great job and much needed win indeed. Guys, we have an interview with Select coming up after the break. We want to thank iBuyPower, the sponsor of that game and series. The pre-assembled PC where you can go and buy your PCs. That way you don't have to do anything yourself. Just head on over to iBuyPower.com. Don't go anywhere. An interview with the winner coming up right after this. Stick around.